Hello physical fiends, how you doing? It's Jordan here with a quick video about some physical discounts that I've seen. Video Games Plus have got a nice few discounts going on right now. I'm not sure when they are ending, hopefully not by the time this video goes out, or that would be mildly embarrassing, but they've got a lot of good stuff, some of which I've covered recently before, so I'm not going to say everything for fear of repeating myself, just some picks that you may want to take a look at, stuff I've not mentioned before. But be sure to browse the full selection with the links below. Since it's VGP, their website pricing is in Canadian dollars, but here I will convert them to US dollars, for this video to help out international people. Bombrush Cyberfunk is on the Switch and it's 30 Canadian dollars, which is around 22 US dollars, which is a fantastic price for this love letter to Jet Set Radio. This has received nothing but high praise, and for this price, it is a great way to scratch that Jet Set Radio itch while SaGa work on the latest game, which is, it's got me very excited. I bet the developers were glad they got this out before SaGa announced that. Anyways, 22 bucks, that's a fantastic price. Bustafellows on the Switch is also 22 US dollars, a really nice price for one of the best otomes on the Nintendo Switch, one of the few that's not done by Axis Games but by P-Cube, and according to Otome fans, they did a really great job in localizing this and helping promote the genre. I've heard it's not overly heavy on the romance aspects, it's more plot focused, but still plenty of men to bang. Chaos Head, Noah Child, whatever it's called, on the Switch is now 29 US dollars, which isn't overly cheap, but this is a double pack of two fantastic visual novels, both of which are part of the same series as Steins Gate. These are definitely on my list of games to play since they're all about the sci-fi plot, and it's great to finally get an official English release of Chaos Head. Hopefully it was successful enough for publishers to believe in these heavy non-romance VNs, getting localized more. I would like to see that. Gear Club Unlimited on the Switch is just 15 US dollars, which is a really nice price for a surprisingly competent and a good looking racing game on the Switch. This isn't the only version of this game, and there is a sequel. There's just a bewildering amount, especially in Europe, but you can't just go wrong with this version. It has the content and the gameplay for 15 bucks, of course. And just a reminder, if you want to purchase any of these, please do so with the links in the description and the pinned comment. That massively helps support me. Video Games Plus are a great company. They have cheap shipping to the US and even free shipping worldwide if you spend over 8 Canadian dollars, which is about 60 American dollars. Plus, you can have a chance of winning a $10 discount coupon every week if you buy something with my link. I announce the winner every Monday over on Switch Watch. Grand Mountain Adventure on the Switch is an open world skiing / snowboarding game. Has a bit of like Tony Hawk's about it as you go down the mountain trying to get as many points as possible by doing tricks. Sadly, it doesn't have like a punk ska soundtrack, but it's quite chill, and even though it may not look the most exhilarating of games, it runs fairly well and plays nicely too. For 15 US dollars, that's a good price. Klonoa Phantasy Reverie series only has a small discount, but VGP have the European version. Remember, this did not get a physical release in the US. They have it for 25 US dollars, which is fantastic for two excellent platformers, some of the best 2.5D games of the 32-bit era. I think everyone should have this in their collection. The Mercenaries series, I believe it's all of them on the Switch and some of them on the PS4, are all down to 30 US dollars, which isn't cheap, but the publisher PM Studios have always prized these like surprisingly high for what are essentially like indie Final Fantasy Tactics games, but they are good and they're getting better, so 30 bucks, probably a decent price compared to what they normally are. I'm not going to say it's a bargain, but it's better than usual. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order on the PS5. This is the first game in the this new Star Wars AAA series, which I will be getting to in the giant Star Wars game retrospective I'm working on right now. Haven't quite got this far yet, but I'm making steady progress. I'm looking forward to it. Sadly, there's no discount on the more recent game, Survivor, but this is a good opportunity to get into the series and get ready for my retrospective because it's just 15 US dollars. Great price. Starsand, not the best game ever, but an interesting prospect. It reminds me a bit of Stargate or something, sci-fi, desert, but it's a survival game. And on the Switch, it's just 11 US dollars and just 7 US dollars on the PS5. That is a super cheap price. I would give it a try for that price. It's one of the cheapest Switch games you can get. Alright, let's move over to Play Asia. If you click these Play Asia links below, you can also get 5% off if you use the code Jordan24. Just remember to click the link first, okay? Thank you kindly. SaGa Scarlet Grace Ambitions, perhaps one of the most interesting ones on the Switch. This Asian English release is now just $27 US, which, for a JRPG import, isn't something one normally says no to. It's the latest game in the SaGa series up until the new one, which comes out like next month. So this is a good opportunity to, get on board with the absolute idiosyncrasy. Is that even a word? I don't know. That the series is known for. Yeah, it's not your usual Final Fantasy type of JRPG. They tend to do their own thing. SaGa Frontier is just $24 on Switch and PS4 for the Chinese English version. Same series, but I think this is a much safer option if you want something a bit more standard. Still completely out there, but not as much, and it's by far and away my favorite game in the series. Love the visuals, love the music, the characters are all fun, really good stuff, highly recommended, one of my favorite imports of all time. The Last Spell is $21 on the Switch for the Asian English version, far more affordable than the US version. This is a tactical RPG with roguelike elements because, of course, it has to have those. It looks super busy in the visuals, but it is highly rated, so give it a go for this price. Akai Katana Shin does have a Western physical release, but grabbing the Asian version for $20 that is a good price for a cave shooter physical. I don't have this one myself as of yet, but I did order it for this price, so yeah, I'm glad I waited. DNF Duel is an indie fighting game of sorts, and PlayAsia have the Asian physical release, which has English for $25. Not the greatest saving compared to the US version, which goes for about like $35 these days, but if you're adding it to your order to get over $100 for free shipping, it's not bad. Love the animation for this one. River City Girls 2 on the PS5, the Asian version, is $21. I know there is a really good double pack in Japan, but if you already have the first game, then this is a decent alternative. It's obviously cheaper too. Really like this game, fun beat 'em up with RPG elements, good stuff. Galgun Returns is $15 if you're looking for some culture in your life. I've never actually played these despite me talking about cultured games all the time, but I think even these make me feel a little bit weird. So if that's your thing, then $15 is a cheap time to get a cheap thrill. Yesterday Origins is a European exclusive physical from what I remember, so if you're in North America and you love point-and-click adventure games, then be sure to pick this one up for just $18. Make sure it's the cartridge version though. There is a code in a box version which will make puppies die if you buy that one. Loop Hero, $22 for the European version. Really good price for what I've heard is a stellar game. Totally not my style, but I have the style of a 70s geography teacher, so it doesn't matter. My opinions don't count. Again, it looks super busy, but that's all the rage these days. $22, that's pretty good. Diofield Chronicle is just $25, which is the perfect price in my opinion. I get it wasn't everyone's cup of tea, but for a mid-budget game from Square Enix, I wish they did more risky things like this more often. Not just like either AAA games or remastered of old games, but something like this, something in between. It reminds me of Kessen 2 a little bit, which makes it awesome. And there we have it, a nice quick video and some nice quick deals. Sorry, I'm feeling quite under the weather right now, so sorry for not being very enthusiastic or not enunciating very well. As I said, this is not everything, especially with VGP. They have some amazing deals on games like 13 Sentinels, Shin Megami Tensei 3, Disco Elysium, but I've mentioned them before in recent videos, like not so long ago. So do check everything with the link below, have a browse, you might find something that really takes your fancy, and once again, thank you kindly for using the links to purchase. That really helps me out a lot. Let me know what you're going to pick up, and I hope you have a good day. I hope you have a better day than me.